You know what they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And in that, the Los Angeles Lakers has lost 5 games in a row as they fall to the very short-handed Brooklyn Nets, 122 to 115. Now, the Lakers were down by 20 going into the fourth quarter, and they amassed a massive comeback to tie the game. So let's look at this, right? Let's look at this fourth quarter. So they were stretching the game when the Lakers scored like 17 straight points, right? Patty Mills hit 2 clutch threes in that fourth quarter. One particular 3-point shot, Russell Westbrook tried to cheat, and he was caught cheating. Patty Mills had a wide open 3. Now, mind you, Patty Mills was scorching all night from the 3-point shot. So you would think, if I'm Russell Westbrook and Patty Mills been killing us all night from the 3, common sense would tell me, hey, I better not leave this guy alone under no circumstance. I better stay home on him. I better not try to cheat the passing lane to try to get it stealing the easy dunk. Instead, Russell Westbrook tries to cheat the passing lane and leaves Patty Mills wide open for uncontested threes, and Patty Mills knocked those threes down. Okay? Now, go to later on in the game when the Lakers were down 3. Now, mind you, LeBron already hit a 3 from damn near half court. LeBron had hit a 3 from damn near half court. So they put Russell Westbrook in the game. You would think that Russell Westbrook will go back to him, right? No. Instead, Russell Westbrook goes down. Russell Westbrook goes down and he botches a dunk. Matter of fact, the rim blocked his dunk. So not only the rim blocked his dunk, right? He did goes on and gives up another 3 to Patty Mills. And that was the game right there. Lakers are, oh yeah, let's not forget the guy went like 4-20 from the field, despite the fact he had a triple-double. Right? Now, you won't hear Russell Westbrook complaining because he got his triple-double. But 4-20, Carmelo Anthony didn't take, no, I don't think he took like one shot in the fourth quarter. He took one shot. No, I take that back. Yeah. He only took one shot in the fourth quarter. Carmelo Anthony did. But this game, what's up, OG Goat? Yeah, it's just more of the same for the Lakers, man. They lost 5 in a row. They're 2 games under 500. And there's no need getting all pissed off. No need getting all overhyped and all that, because I told everybody before the season that this team was not going to be good. I called this thing. Me, LVZ, a couple other people told y'all before the season started that this team was going to suck. This team was not built to win a championship. And it's just one thing after another. This team will be It's not good. They're not good. They're not going to make the playoffs. Okay. I know a lot of people talk about how this team going to make the playoffs. No, they're not. No, they are not. The way this team is constructed right now, this team will not make the playoffs. Now they make some trades, and we'll see what happens if they make some trades and stuff like that. But the way this team is constructed right now, there's no team chemistry. There's no, and then what the hell with team chemistry? What's the identity? There's no team identity. Like, what is the team's philosophy? What's the identity, right? And then, since you don't have a team identity, that means you don't have team chemistry either. You got Westbrook trying to do too much, right? And it's just like Stanley Johnson, if anything, have had a good game defending James Harden and all that, right? James Harden should be fine for that little nut punch to Horton Tucker, right? Nobody has a clear role. Everybody's trying to do too much. You got LeBron out there. LeBron out there not being the leader and all that. Things don't go his way. He just takes off. He just walks off. The hell with staying till the game's over and all that. He just walks right off before the game's over. Right? I mean, it's just one thing after another with this team. They say goodbye to Staples Center getting their asses beat. Then they say hello to Crypto.com Arena getting their asses beat. This is more of the same. Right? Now, and then Anthony Davis, he can't stay healthy. And then when he's on the court, he's out there playing soft. You got Malik Monk wanting to get his own shots. You got freaking who's the other guy that was out there? I can't remember. I lost my train of thought because I'm so disgusted right now watching that during game. Right? How can you lose to a team that had KD, LaMarcus Aldridge, and like 4 other players in health and safety protocols? So you just go out there on Christmas Day and lose to a short-handed Brooklyn Nets team. This team has no business being in the playoffs at all. This team is not an NBA Finals contender, right? If they go to Phoenix or they go to Golden State, they're going to get swept. Okay? This team is going to get swept. They might get a game, but this team cannot be a threat in the Western Conference. He definitely cannot be a threat in the East, right? Amongst the East powers, they lost to the Bucks already. They lost to the Nets already, right? They still have to play Philadelphia twice. They still have to play. Well, they already lost to Chicago twice. So that's 4 losses right there against the East contenders, right? And then the West contenders, you already lost to Phoenix twice. You lost to Golden State once. So against the top 4 teams in the East and in the West, those are 7 losses right there. Now, mind you, the Lakers had a cupcake schedule to begin the season. I couldn't take advantage of it, right? They could not take advantage of that cupcake schedule they had at the beginning of the season. and the chickens that come home to roost. And it's the same bad habits. It's the same bad habits, right? What do we always say? Westbrook go out there, turn the ball over. Westbrook out there leave out there trying to cheat passing lanes to get steals and leaving men who are hotter than Inferno wide open for uncontested threes and stuff like that in crucial moments of the game. He did it again tonight against Patty Mills, right? Then he going out there missing key layups and missing dunks and all that stuff when LeBron right there just hit a three the possession before, and you don't go back to him because you're trying to get your numbers, right? You go back to a game earlier this year where they played OKC, right? Carmelo Anthony just came off hitting two threes in a row. Did Russell Westbrook look for Carmelo Anthony? No. He tried to get his own shot. And this was a direct. He and this was when Russell Westbrook basically ignored the direction of the coach to get Carmelo Anthony the ball. He went up and did his own thing. And what happened after him trying to do his own thing? OKC ended up winning that game. So this is why you cannot win with Russell Westbrook. You can't. There's just some people that no matter what you say, no matter what you try to do, try to help them, they just want to do their own thing. So they need to make some moves come the deadline because this is not going to work. If you think this team will go anywhere with this team acting the way they're acting right now, you're delusional. You're delusional. If you think this team, as constructed right now, is all of a sudden going to go to the playoffs, start making all kinds of noise and start doing all kinds of damage and all that, I'm like, who are y'all fooling when y'all say stuff like that? When Dwight Howard made that quote, who was he fooling? He not fooling me. Who are he trying to sell that lie to? Anybody that's out there trying to say that this team, as constructed right now, can all of a sudden go to the playoffs and start beating on people and go to the NBA Finals and win the championship. I mean, who y'all trying to convince? I'm just asking the question: who y'all trying to convince? You can't convince me because I told y'all at the beginning of the season this team is going to suck. You really think AD, Westbrook, and LeBron is going to win a series? They can't even put together enough games, and yet you think they can win the series? They can't even put together 2-3 wins in a row, but yet they can win the series. Okay, sure. If that what you think, then go ahead. Right? I don't care if they're tough to beat. They're going to get beat. This team is not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. As constructed right now, they're not going nowhere. They're not even going to make the playoffs. They're not even going to make the play-in game. The way they're going right now, this team's not going to make the play-in game, barring some moves in the deadline. And AD is proving he can't lead. He's proven that. AD is proving he is not a leader. The games last year when LeBron was out, you would think AD would take the bull by the horns, right? But instead, he didn't take the bull by the horns. And as a result, Lakers lost a lot of those games when LeBron was out. And then as far as that lottery pick thing go, oh yeah, guess what? They have no picks in next year's draft. They have no picks. But this is what happens when you bring in superstar. And this is, I just want to say this real quick too. This whole super team dynamic, this is when a super team dynamic backfires. This is when the super team dynamic backfires because you're asking a whole bunch of guys who were alpha males on previous teams. Now, this is not like the Olympics where a whole bunch of people come together for a few weeks and they just dust off competition from other countries and stuff like that. No, you're asking guys who were alpha males on previous teams to come together for 82 games, and also you're asking guys who were alpha males on previous teams to sacrifice their game for the betterment of the team. Right? The Lakers right now have a whole bunch of Hall of Famers on that team. Future Hall of Famers would be Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. Right? So all these guys are going to take a back seat for the betterment of the team. Now, where have you seen that work this season for the Lakers? Where have you seen Russell Westbrook, taking the back seat? Right? This dude went 4 of 20 tonight. 4 of 20, y'all. And then got his dunk blocked by the rim. 4 of fucking 20. It's just disgusting. That was unacceptable performance. But you know what? Russell Westbrook had a whole bunch of unacceptable performances this year. But as long as he got his triple-double, he good. Right? The Lakers made their comeback when Westbrook was on the bench. As Nick T alluded to. When the Lakers made their comeback, Russell Westbrook was on the bench. When they put him back in the game with like 5 minutes left, I was like, oh boy, here we go. And what did Westbrook do? Right? If he ain't getting dunks blocked, if he ain't out there, turning the ball over, he's on defense trying to jump passing lanes, gets caught sleeping, and allow it wide open uncontested threes to a man who's been hot all night. Patty Mills probably had like 9 to 10 threes in that game. And no, you shut up, and don't you ever come on my channel and tell me to shut up. Now, I would toss your ass in the trash can, but I'm giving you since it's Christmas time, I'll give you the opportunity to test for your sins. Now, this is the thing about Russell Westbrook. This is the truth of the matter. His triple doubles are freaking hollow stats. Because how is How has his games resulted in winning basketball? Mr. Austin Edger. I just want to know. Has his triple doubles resulted in him winning championships? Go ahead. Go ahead, say no. We keep on going on with this conversation. Has his triple doubles resulted in winning basketball throughout his career? One bad game? No, Westbrook. Have you been watching basketball this year? Have you been watching basketball this season? He's had more than one bad game. You said, do I think anyone will actually trade for Westbrook? Somebody will trade for him. Somebody trade for Westbrook. Now it won't be like teams like the OKC Thunder and Detroit and Houston. It won't be those teams because those teams are rebuilding. So, but as far as other contenders out there, yeah, somebody will trade for him. There's a high win percentage when he gets a triple double. Well, how's that happen? Okay, he had a triple double this game and lost. He had a triple double a couple days ago, and they lost those games too. So how's that? How's his triple doubles translate to winning basketball? I just want to know because does Russell Westbrook have any rings? Now he's been in the league You say he's been in the league 15 years and stuff like that, right? Does his triple doubles resulted in winning basketball? Have Have Russell Westbrook won how many MVPs has he won? Because last time I checked, when he got all those triple doubles, he only won one MVP. Right? Throughout his career, all those triple doubles, Westbrook only played one NBA Finals. Right? All those triple doubles, Westbrook, when he had his own team, right? Because he was the common denominator in all these teams, right? So he had KD and James Harden. Okay. Then he had Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka. Okay. Then he had Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Okay. Then he had Victor Oladipo. Then he went back to James Harden. Then he had LeBron, AD, right? So all those years, all those games, all those triple doubles, and how many championships he got to show for it? Oh, okay. How many finals appearances he got to show for it? Okay. How many MVPs he got to show for it? Okay. But he plays winning basketball, right? Okay. You know when they traded for John Wall, right? When Westbrook was traded from Houston to Washington, they called that the 2015 blockbuster trade. Now, mind you, that was in 2020. But he plays winning basketball, right? Look, Russell Westbrook, for all the professionalism, a lot of people be saying that he has and all that, he is a team killer. He he is a team killer. Okay. Now this doesn't absolve LeBron. This doesn't absolve the other guys on that team because they were screwing up too. Right? I don't want this to be just a Russell Westbrook bashing session. The Lakers as a whole have been horrible. Right? LeBron has had bad games. Freaking AD has had horrible games. Carmelo's had bad shooting nights. Right? Defense is lacking because guys is missing assignments. Guys is cheating passing lanes. Guys is allowing wide open dunks. And the Lakers, for as big as they are getting out rebounded by other teams and stuff like that. You say keep the same energy when he turns it around like 50 plus games. What? Look, I ain't no goddamn hater. All right. I don't have to sit up here and hate on Russell Westbrook. All right. Now, I told y'all before the season began that Westbrook came into the team already with the wrong mindset. Hey, I'm not gonna change my game, and turnovers ain't a pop, and turnovers don't count in the preseason. Then he goes on to say, "Well, if we don't win a championship, I'm good." Okay, so you with this team that wants to win championships every year, they expect to be contending for championships every year, and then you come out and say that? Okay, all right, Westbrook. All right, so the Lakers are right now, as we speak, as this team is constructed, they're not going to make the play-in game. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not, because they couldn't take an event. They could not take advantage of the easy schedule they had at the beginning. Now they're starting to run into these teams that are really good. Phoenix, Golden State, right? Utah. They still got to play Utah 4 times. They still got to play Philadelphia twice. They already lost to Brooklyn once. They already lost to Milwaukee once. As far as I'm concerned, Russell Westbrook is just not a fit. Now he can put up numbers, right? He can put up numbers, but the problem with those numbers is those are empty stats. You cannot go 4-20 from the field. Cannot go. Uh, he's a very inefficient volume shooter. Very inefficient. A career 20. No, I take that back. Career 31% from three, 29% the last 3 years. But that's who the Lakers wanted to catch and shoot threes, right? That guy. Okay. Now I told everybody back then that was a mistake, and what I get, I had people calling me a hater. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. It's like I watched hadn't watched him the last several years shoot the ball, and you get these games where he scores 35 points, but it takes him 31 shots to score 35 points. The stat line looks great, right, to the untrained eye. But to the trained eye, like me, that watch these box scores, that watches these games, that put these assessments together and things like that, he is not a good shooter. And then the whole thing about Buddy Hield. Look, there's no guarantee Buddy Hield would have made the Lakers better. If you saw Buddy Hield's career, right? Buddy Hield is a guy that is scoring dependent. He does not rebound. He don't get you no assists. He don't block. He don't steal. He's not a really good defender. His old money is made by scoring, and if he doesn't score, he's practically worthless. So I don't buy this notion that Buddy Hield would have been, this upgrade to the Lakers and whatever like that. Because if that's the case, New Orleans wouldn't have traded him. Sacramento wouldn't have had him on the trading block if that was the case. So I don't buy this notion that a guy that's been traded like 2 or 3 times all of a sudden now gonna be the savior of the Lakers. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. And DeRozan, look, as much as I like DeRozan and all that, he's been awesome on the Bulls, right? But I've seen enough of DeRozan to know that come crunch time in the playoffs, right? This guy wilts like goddamn corn in the fall. So, yeah, he is an MVP candidate right now. The Bulls have been awesome, but can you really trust DeRozan long term? Because DeRozan had disappearing acts too. So, but yeah, this team, I don't want to make this a Russell Westbrook bashing session, but a lot of times he makes this easy for people to get on him because he does the wrong thing at the wrong time, whether it be committing a turnover, giving up a three to the opposition, trying to cheat passing lanes, missing crucial shots, looking off other guys on the team that's been hot to get his own shots up. He just does the wrong things at the wrong time, man. That's my problem with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, LeBron does the same shit, right? LeBron does the wrong thing at the wrong time too, right? Like I said before, this team as a whole has been awful. The Lakers have been awful. There's no identity offensively. There's no identity defensively. There's no team chemistry, right? Fizdale, and I want to talk about Fizdale too, right? Now, Frank Vogel has been in health and safety protocols the last couple of weeks. So he's not back yet, right? So he's been in health and safety protocols. Fizdale has been the coach of the Lakers. The Lakers have not won a game since Fizdale has been coach. Think about this, y'all. Fizdale has been the Lakers coach since Frank Vogel has been in health and safety protocols. They have not won a game since. So anybody that was out here talking about fire Frank Vogel, you might want to reassess that. You might want to reassess that. Fizdale cannot be the Lakers coach. Okay? He cannot be the Lakers head coach. He cannot. So if you're going to fire Frank Vogel, you cannot make him the head coach. Under no circumstances is Fizdale to be the head. I've seen enough of this dude in New York. I've seen enough of this dude in Memphis, right? And you need to tell me with Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan to a less extent, we don't got no rim protect. Nobody can block a shot, right? This team just made too many bad moves in the offseason, right? And if you go back to the year after they won the championship, right, in the bubble, when they acquired Dennis Schroeder, I already knew what the hell was going to happen. This dude was going to come in and start talking this nonsense about how he wanted to start and how he was a starter and how he was done coming off the bench and all that. And what he do? He go out there and plays like a Tasmanian devil, right? The Lakers made the mistake of offering this guy $84 million extension, but Dennis Schroeder corrected the mistake by turning it down, right? And what he do? He go out there 32 minutes in a game 5 against the Phoenix Suns and scores a grand total of 0 points. That's right. Dennis Schroeder out there stinking up the joint. And then you trade half your team for a guy that's Dennis Schroeder on steroids. But his erratic play oftentimes gets mistaken for, or he plays hard. He's showing a lot of heart and all this other shit. Look, just because you go out there, you play like a Tasmanian devil, don't mean you're out there playing hard. There's times in the game you have to play smart basketball. And too many times we've seen Russell Westbrook not play smart basketball. I don't want to hear the stuff up. Well, he plays hard and he's the consummate professional and all. Well, also being a consummate professional is doing what your coach tells you in the right moment. Being a consummate professional means you make the right decision at the right time. Being a consummate professional means that you look out for your teammates and not for yourself. So I don't hear this nonsense about him being a consummate professional. Being a consummate professional also means playing smart. If I know I got a man out there that's hitting 3 threes in a row, why am I not going back to him? Why am I looking to get my own shots up? And this is when trying to create super teams backfires. This is when creating super teams backfires. You mean to tell me that this is the guy, despite putting up all these triple doubles now, but this is the guy that's going to help you win championships, right? Because it worked out before. It worked out in OKC. It worked out in Houston. It worked out in Washington, right? Okay. Sure. Now, back to LeBron, right? Now, how can this dude have a hand in picking the roster, and yet, before the season start, what he say? Well, it's been year 19, and I don't have nothing. I don't feel like I have nothing to prove in year 19, and so I'm going to sit out all these games, right? So he picks these teams. He has a hand in picking the roster. Him and AD have a hand in picking the roster. They pretty much have say so and approval on who's on that team and who's not. If they're on that team, it's because LeBron approved that, right? The hell, Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka is not more than a footnote. LeBron James, AD, they're on that team is because of them, right? Okay. So how can they say they can put this roster up against anybody, and then when they get beat, all of a sudden now, these same people that were saying that, oh, LeBron, the Lakers have a championship roster, but these same people saying that they ain't got no help. So which one is it? You cannot sit up there and say that this team have enough to win the championship before the season start, right? And LeBron James going to win the MVP and all this other stuff, right? And then when they lose, these same people come around and tell you that LeBron James ain't got no help. But LeBron had a hand in picking the roster. So which one is it? Don't be inconsistent. You get these bug-eyed, bubbly baboons come around my channel talking about I'm being inconsistent and I'm not keeping the same energy and I'm not keeping things down the line. But these hypocrites ain't keeping the same energy. These fickle hypocrites don't keep the same energy when before the season started, you had these people proclaiming championships, that they have enough, that this roster was deep. But yet, when they lose, they're saying deep teaming, LeBron ain't got no help on this deep team. I need y'all to answer my question. Which one is it? Because I told y'all that this was going to happen. Not my fault that, people don't like listening. So am I surprised this team's sucking ass right now? No, I am not. I am not surprised. Matter of fact, I expected it. Yeah, LeBron had 39 points, but you know what? That wasn't enough. He needed 40. He needed 47. Anyway, that's what I got on that. This team stinks, and it ain't gonna get better no time soon. So, you guys let me know what y'all think about the state of the Lakers. Right? They say goodbye to Staples Center getting their asses beat. They say hello to Crypto.com Arena getting their asses beat. Smash the like, hit subscribe. This your boy. Scream at me. Oh.